Everybody. Hello, hello. So I'm just doing some cleaning today and just want to answer some of your questions and kind of participate with you. So that will be our goal today. We can also talk about our first reptile show that my wife and I vended and how that process went. Spoiler alert, it was amazing. But there is much work to be done in the reptile rooms, and it must not cease. Let's see, I guess it's going to be kind of hard to shoot down. What's going on, guys? I'm sorry that I have been away, but it was for a good reason. We did our first reptile show this weekend. I'm going to post up some cool pictures. The thumbnail to this live stream is one of the pictures that we took at the show. We brought our big Tegu boy and just had a good time with people. My voice is a little bit worn out from 2 days of straight talking, but there is quite a few reptile tasks that need to be done. So I'm just going to kind of do those tasks and open the floor to you guys, let you guys talk to each other. We did not get any new animals. We vended the show. So we kind of just did like a show and tell kind of stuff. We brought our big Dumerals boa. We brought our big sweetheart boy Tegu. And we brought some really cool leopard geckos, like a Black Knight, a Diablo Blanco, one of our Lemon Frost projects, and a very nice tangerine gecko, just to kind of show people the spread of everything. So I'm just gonna look at the camera like this while I'm cleaning so that I can catch questions live. Even though I know you guys always want to see the snakes, but so yeah, if you didn't see, I'm also really thankful that our subscriber rate and our watch time is really going up on this channel, and that is because of you guys. So I also just want to give a shout out to you guys and just really thank you for that, because without that contribution and without your time, this channel would not be growing the way it is. So thank you very much to everyone who sees this. So I am a little bit behind on, let's see, spot cleaning for the ball pythons. And then tonight also we're going to do some leopard gecko tasks as well. And maybe I'll stream that, but I'm going to be up on a chair, like going through reptile tubs. So I won't really be able to see the questions. And my wife, she did the show with us and she's like dead tired. So I don't want to ask her to work tonight on the stream, but I'm taking my gecko to the vet on Friday because loss of appetite. Tip of his tail is swollen. Yeah, I don't know if you sent me pictures of that, Tyson, but let me know. Sometimes we think that sometimes we worry too much as reptile parents, and we think that it's something to worry about when it's really not. I would hate to see you spend like $50 to $500 at the vet and then them not even solve the problem for you. So if you want me to take a look, I can. Necrosis is probably the worst thing that a reptile can face, and that's basically decaying of the skin because of an infection or a wound. That, you know, that can be bad for any reptile, and that's what you pretty much want to watch out for. So I can take a look to see if it looks like it's like a bacterial situation if you wanted me to, but completely up to you though. Going on, Nick? At least a couple hundred minutes of that watch time is me. Do you have any giants breeding this season? We actually do. We brought one of them to the show that we vended this weekend. It's a giant Diablo Blanco, snow Diablo Blanco. And we also have a giant Eclipse snow female that we're going to probably pair them both to make some more giants. Actually, no, the giant Eclipse snow female, we are trying to breed the Black Knight to her so we can make some giant Black Knights. That's like our priority. And then I also have a super giant Tremper albino from the original super giant line that I'm holding on to because he's just going to be valuable, but he's a really good breeder. I just really don't have any females to strategize him with right now. So, oh, I need to get some water real quick. Be right back in 2 seconds. Actually, let me show you how we get our water for our snakes here. So whenever you're changing 50 snakes tubs at once, this is probably going to be the easiest way to get water, is to fill it up in a bucket all at once and then just scoop the water into the bowls. So that's what I'm going to do right now. While that's filling, let's see if I can keep up with the questions. My female is ovulating and she isn't eating as much. That's normal. Should I be concerned? No, you should not be concerned. She's eating, but not as much as she normally does. I don't see any signs of impaction either. You're perfectly fine, Pokemon California. That is common for leopard geckos that are in the winter season to slow down eating, as well as in the breeding season to slow down eating. And sometimes those seasons overlap, right? So the winter season comes before breeding, and sometimes they slow down eating, and then that carries over into the breeding season, and sometimes they slow down eating. Not all the time, and not every gecko, but it does happen, so I would not be concerned about it at all. Hope that helps. Ooh, this bucket's heavy now. Was it a 10-pound bucket, a 5-pound bucket? I think it's a 5-pound bucket. Cool. And there are some European fans that have been wanting us to do some earlier streams. I don't know. I just kind of wanted to hit an early stream because tomorrow I really want to shoot our line breeding video. You know, what is line breeding, and explaining the Black Knight project, explaining Tangerine project, Bold Stripe project, everything line bred. So now you just take a bowl, scoop some water, and put it in the snake's tub. There's a little snaky. All right. Thankfully, I haven't gotten to these guys in a couple of days, but thankfully they've all shed perfectly fine, even though their environment's a little bit dry. So that's why I always try to spray 2-3 times a week. Let's see what's going on here. Serena, what's going on? I'm on earlier today. In case you didn't know, we did do a show this weekend. My wife and I, our first reptile show. It was amazing. You could see that picture that I posted as the thumbnail. We had tegus crawling on top of people's heads, and what's the name? Our giant Dumerals boa that people were enjoying. It was a blast. You could kind of hear my voice is a little worn. Forgive me, Serena, but you're in Arizona and you were planning on going to the show, but you missed it, you said? That's why I wanted to do a live stream, because I know I haven't done a live stream recently. I've just been so busy, like, preparing for the show and stuff. Yeah, you said... Oh, you said missed you, man. Oh, you just missed us because we haven't been doing live streams as much. Okay, that's what you meant. I thought you meant that you missed us at the show. But yeah, we haven't been doing live streams because... Guys, it's been hecka busy over here. We jumped into our first show for the last time. We had a couple days to go until the show, and we weren't planning on vending. And then my friend calls me up and he says, hey, I got an open table. Do you want to buy it? And I was like, you know what? Let's do it. And so we were trying to get everything prepared, and I was trying to figure out what I all wanted to do at the show. So I sold dubia roaches. I sold heat tape. And I just like advertised our what's the name? Our business, our YouTube channel, our social media. But I really wanted to provide some value in people being able to see and handle some cool reptiles. So we brought 4 of our most beautiful leopard geckos just to show. And then we brought our giant male Dumerals boa, who's a sweetheart, and kids were handling him, and adults and parents. And then we brought our giant black and white male tegu that's also a sweetheart, and he was just awesome for 2 days in a row, sitting on top of people's heads and stuff. The 5 a couple weeks ago. Yeah, so we're gonna have baby high white red tegus here hopefully in the next couple months. Our high white red tegus, they're breeding right now. So if you don't know what high white red tegus are, it's basically a specific line of red tegus that have been selected for crisper and cleaner coloration. So normally a red tegu is going to be black and white, But over the years, certain Tegu breeders selectively held back the ones that were displaying more white pattern to give the animal an overall cleaner look. So it's kind of a unique project. We have a male and a female in the high white red project, and then we have 2 black and white females with a black and white male. And in this thumbnail, the male is the one you see sitting on top of people's heads at the show. Jellybean is great. She's fattening back up after laying the babies. She laid a fantastic, I think it was like 12 eggs. So she ovulated 7 times, which is 14 eggs worth, but she reabsorbed, I think it was her first clutch, and then she laid 6 clutches after that, 12 eggs after that. She champed it for her first year. So I'm pretty sure we're keeping all her babies, but over the next couple months, as all our babies grow up and they start looking their best, whichever ones we might be willing to sell, we can sell them while they're looking their best, so people can kind of see what the gecko is going to look like. If I sell someone a gecko right now, it's not a good representation of what the gecko is going to look like, because the geckos develop their best coloration within months like 3 to 4. So might as well take advantage of that and show people what the animal looks like that they're purchasing, you know, what it's going to look like long term. So not ready for a Tegu, but red Tegu is, yeah. Oh man, people's hearts were really just going out to this Tegu that we were handling. I wish I got more pictures. My dad took some pictures. I was just so busy. It was back to back to back people, but little kids were holding the Tegu. We were swaddling him in a blanket and he was just sitting there. He was sitting on people's shoulders, on top of people's heads. It was so fun. People really, really liked it. If you ever get the chance to come see us at one of the Arizona shows, I really like the show experience, and I'm going to definitely be pushing to vend more shows in the future. And I'm just cleaning some snakes, giving them water and humidity right now because it's been like 3 days or so, or a little bit longer, since I've really been able to see every single one of them, just because of how busy we've been. But we are hoping for some baby ball pythons this year, and this is our first year, so a little nerve-wracking, but I pretty much know the basics and what to do. It's just I'm not in the routine of executing yet, right? With leopard geckos, like I'm in the routine of executing. With ball pythons, I'm like, should I pair this one with this one? Should I pair now? Should I pair later? Should I, you know, I'm just like going back and forth with everything. But at the end of the day, we're getting some locks over here, and hopefully start getting our first few dozen eggs over the next couple months. Would be fantastic. I do need an assistant. You're in Minnesota, though, Sarita. You're in Minnesota. If you're ever in Arizona, definitely let us know, because we could probably most certainly almost use volunteers, especially as this business grows, because we're going to want to expand into an actual facility where people can visit the facility, and that kind of reptile show experience where the reptiles are all over you and you get to handle them and stuff. We want to provide that for people on a regular basis in a facility. And so as we move into that facility, yeah, it's going to take a lot of employees, volunteers, and just committed people to, you know, help get us to that destination. So if you're ever in Arizona, hit us up. Let's see, did I miss anything? I would literally move. So I love that enthusiasm. I can't offer like any pay or anything right now, you know, because we're still in the growing stages. And I know you said you'd volunteer anyway, but that I just feel like that would hurt you. If you moved out here, it would hurt you. You'd have to look for work, a job, and all that kind of stuff. But definitely stay tuned with us, and I know who you are, so you just stay up to date with us. And as we shift and pivot and move and make moves out here in Arizona, you just let us know if you're coming out our way, and you know, we can partner up, do some volunteer work. It was really cool. There was this nice young lady at the show who worked at a reptile rescue that we have out here in Arizona. So we have a reptile rescue out here in Arizona called the Phoenix Herpetological Society, and they have some really cool crocodiles and stuff like that. They have really cool animals. So she used to do some volunteer work there, and she happened to just come over and see our tegu, and she just started like she was obviously knowledgeable, and we actually started allowing her to help us by letting her help other people hold the tegu. And then when I went to leave for a second and walk around the show, she was kind of like volunteering and holding down the booth for a little bit. So I mean, it's definitely great to engage with our fans, our followers, people who just love this industry. And I just met that young lady just at the show. I met her Saturday. We talked for a little bit. She helped people with the tegu, and then Sunday, towards the end of the day, she actually offered to volunteer, and she was helping us there and helped us pack up our car and all that kind of stuff. So it was really nice. But yeah, if y'all are coming out this way to Arizona, let us know. Let us know, because we'd love to say hi or maybe show you guys some cool critters if we're able to. You have like 1 billion reptiles, dream come true. I've wanted to be a vet since I was 3, and I want to be an exotic. That would be awesome. Yeah. But Arizona is probably the lowest cost of living state in the whole United States. And a lot of people are flocking to it, right? From the East Coast, the West Coast, the central United States. It's just a great steady state to be in because the weather's very steady. You could keep animals outdoors almost year round. I've never been to a reptile show, but definitely will travel to international reptile shows. International, Joe, what's going on, Joe? So international, are you in the United States or you're just saying within the United States you'll travel to shows? Yeah, that would be really cool. We're in Arizona. We hope to, as we grow, we hope to vend shows within all of Arizona. So we have like 2 hours south of us. There's shows that happen in Phoenix, and then there's Tucson. Then there's shows that happen where we are here in Phoenix, and then anywhere we could get to, like Nevada, California. What else is close by? Nevada, California. This shows you how little I know my geographics. New Mexico. Geographics. I think I meant to say geography. What's going on, Philip? Glenn? What's going on, Chameleones? Sorry, problem with my car. Oh, no. Yeah, I didn't even announce this live stream. In case you're just tuning in, we just got done with the reptile show over the weekend. We vended our first reptile show. It was really fun and cool and interactive. People got to see some cool geckos, like some of our most beautiful geckos, and hold the Black Knight. Like, so many people were like, oh, I've never even seen a Black Knight in person before. And then they got to hold it and take pictures. So it was really cool. And I just want to thank you guys too. It kind of really motivated me today too. I always like doing live streams, but I wasn't sure, like YouTube. Another reason why live streams are so beneficial, right, is because of like super chats and donations, and that just helps us grow and support our expenses over here. And so I had gathered last month like $175 worth of money that YouTube owed me, but like I wasn't sure how to get paid, and it was a little bit confusing. But today I read an email where that money, my bank is connected now, and that money is coming through. So thank you to all you guys who are watching our videos, donating and participating, because that helps YouTube know that, hey, people want to see Geeky Gecko Creations content. That helps us grow. People donate, and because of that, it just helps support our cause over here. So I just really want to thank you guys for that too. I posted a community post about it, as well as like a Facebook post. Our Instagram right now is solely going to focus on like just really nice looking pictures. So when people hit our Instagram, they'll see nice pictures, and then Facebook will be like messages and updates and sales. No, I'm not. I'm from Borneo and Southeast Asia. So yeah, we are. Well, welcome from Asia. That is great. It must be either really early or really late over there. What's going on? What's your question, Philip? Do you need to separate stuck eggs? You do not need to separate stuck eggs. We usually take a little bit of warm water. We dip our finger in some warm water and just kind of gently put the warm water where the eggs are stuck, and then slowly start separating. If they don't come apart, don't worry about it. But if they do come apart, it would be best just to pull them apart and separate them if possible. So this is one of our girls, Cinnamon, that we're really hoping is gravid or pregnant and hopefully gonna lay some eggs soon. She's been breeding and locking, so we'll see what happens. And she's breeding with our yellow belly visual puzzle male so that we can make 100% het yellow belly puzzle or yellow belly yellow belly cinnamon puzzles. And we also have a black pastel that's breeding too, and to our yellow belly male. Cool stuff. Or sorry, no, that one's breeding to our leopard spider pastel puzzle. So we should get some pretty cool combinations like leopard cinnamon, leopard pastel, leopard cinnamon pastel, spider. Some cool stuff. Let's see. 10 people here. What's going on? It's great to see all you guys. This is kind of like a reptile show, you know, when we do the live streams, because we get to show animals, talk. So just imagine being there in person. It was so cool. And not to say that this is a good thing, but like in Arizona, I guess they don't have the mask rule anymore. So we were able to just like talk to people and hear people clearly. It was really, really good. The first day I was wearing my mask fully, but then it kept like sliding down to my chin, and then I wasn't even wearing it anyway. So the second day, like my wife and I talked about it, we're just like, well, I guess there's really no point. So we didn't even wear our mask the second day. And so it was really easy to talk to people, and you know, everyone is getting vaccinated and stuff, but you know, take into consideration your own risk, your age group and all that, just to be careful and safe, because we definitely, you know, want to be careful and safe. But there was a lot of people in the show that even weren't wearing their masks. But my leopard gecko first clutch got molds. Okay, that's normal. Hope this second clutch will survive. You're from PH. Is that the Philippines? We have so many Filipino followers. It's great. And I don't even know if they know that my mom is Filipino, so I'm half Filipino. So that's really cool. All right. These snakes really didn't poo and pee too much so far, so. So far, but you never know as we get deeper into the collection. So we got about 50 ball pythons here that we're working with now. Probably like 150 leopard geckos, 5 tegus, 2 boas, 3 Savannah monitors, a bearded dragon, and 6 ribbon snakes, and then a whole bunch of dubias. Dubia roaches, a great hustle, guys. If you can get your hustle on and breed dubia roaches, they're fast, they're easy, they're clean, they don't smell, they're cheap to take care of, and they produce tons of babies that are very valuable to pet shops that will always need them every single month from you guys. Picked up some fresh cocoa from the reptile show. So what time is it where all you guys are? So Chameleones is on the East Coast. I think you're like 3 hours ahead of us. Philippines, I'm not sure what time that is. And Joe, I'm not sure what time it is for you, Joe, where you are, but pretty cool. Thanks for tuning in. This live stream is a little bit earlier today. It's a little bit spontaneous because I got a bunch of tasks to do as we were a couple days behind because of that show. So I just wanted to tune in with you guys and kind of chit-chat reptiles a little bit. So got my 5th and 6th leopard gecko eggs in the incubator. Perfect. A couple days ago, 1 more month till the first 2 hatch. I know, that's awesome. 4:48. So yeah, it's 4 o'clock over here too. Vegas. How often do you give medicine to get rid of the parasites? So we actually don't give medicine to any of our animals here because we don't really work with imported animals. But if we did work with imported animals, I would have to research a little bit more the dosage, the specific medicine, and then the specific frequency. But I do have a bearded dragon friend out here that every year he actually treats his bearded dragons with 2 types of parasite medication. One for like worms and the other one for like coccidia or something, like a really bad parasite. we don't do that here with leopard geckos since we just feed mealworms to our leopard geckos. They're typically very parasite free, at least the dangerous parasite free, and we've never had any problems with parasites. So thankfully, fingers crossed, we haven't had to medicate anything, and we don't do it on a regular basis. Oh yeah, Joe. So you were from Joe. Where did you say? I'm trying to remember. Trying to remember. Europe somewhere, right? Oh, Asia. Just back from morning run. I need to start running again. I really do. It just makes me feel a lot better. It just gets my day going better. Since dealing with the reptiles every day, it's like morning to night, just like everything reptiles on and off. But we do have an Instagram, Elliot. It is at geeky.gecko.creations. And our Instagram is right now geared specifically towards really cool pictures. So if you go to our Instagram, you should be able to scroll through some of the really cool geckos we have. Facebook is geared towards interaction, answering questions, giving you guys updates, showing you guys cool things behind the scenes. And then YouTube is obviously YouTube. It's entertainment and, video content. And then we actually have TikTok. Guys, did you know we have a viral video right now on TikTok? And it's the tag you that's in the thumbnail. It was a video of him and his girl fighting over a rat, and then the girl lunges at the camera. That video went viral on TikTok. We put it up like a week ago, and now it has almost 300,000 views. So I think that can be considered viral. It's just picking up momentum like crazy. But check it out if you get the chance. So TikTok is going to be like our kind of for fun short video kind of platform, 2 a.m. Yeah, you're like me. I stay up 2, 3 o'clock just doing reptile stuff, perusing. The egg video one. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I put a little bit of thought into that egg video TikTok. I feel like I kind of butchered it a little bit because there were 2 eggs sitting next to each other, so it looked a little off. Next time I'm just going to do 1 egg, like a whole egg, and then the hatch, and then I'll move in the hatch egg and the baby at the same time. I have a lot of animals. Can I call you on Instagram to show you today? So today, we're pretty busy today, Elliot, but if you message me on Instagram, either sometime this week, because we just did a reptile show and we're really trying to catch up from work that we're backlogged on from reptile work. But I definitely do call people, and I don't mind taking calls. It's great. I would love to. Just please, if you can, give me a couple of days to catch up here. There's another video that I want to shoot for you guys on line breeding and what is line breeding. How do you get black knights? How do you get tangerines? How do you get bull stripes? Anything line breeding and leopard geckos. I really want to shoot and edit that video, and that usually takes a day. But if you send me a message, Elliot, I will definitely keep that message, put it on my to-do list, and we'll definitely, get a phone call in there at some point, over the next few days. Here's our puzzle girl that we are growing up. You can see just that cryptic puzzle-like pattern. All right, got ourselves a little calico het puzzle female here. What's going on, Hector? What's up, my man? And I bought these from the dollar store now, too, so that I don't have to waste paper towels when I'm scooping up snake poo. Because paper towels be getting really expensive. Well, not super expensive, but I mean, you just want to try to save as much as you can, right? So... yeah, same, my friend. I was just telling everybody we've ended our first reptile show this weekend. That's where the thumbnail picture is from. We had a great time. We just brought some animals for show. Some really cool geckos, like a black knight, a Diablo Blanco. People were tripping out. They got to hold a black knight, like take a picture with it. It was just amazing. We had little kids holding one of our giant boas, our Doomerals boa, and our leopard geckos, and our tegu. We were even swaddling the tegu like in a blanket, and it was so cute. Yeah, what's going on? Living in Coral Springs. I would just use plastic spoons. Plastic spoons. Sorry, I don't remember what that was in reference to, Tyson, but if you just leave a message there, the plastic spoons, then I can know or be reminded. So how are your guys' reptile days going? Anything cool going on in the reptile collections? Any new news with you guys? We are doing pretty good over here. You know, for the last, I want to say 4 or 5 months, we've really been focusing on this full time. And my wife has been really nice to support us on one income. And then, you know, now as we're starting to bring in money from dubia roaches, yeah, so this show we were able to sell a bunch of our used tanks and a bunch of dubia roaches at the show. So I think we brought in pretty close to like $1,000 or $1,500 at the show, and that just helps to, you know, because I support the household that we live in here, the expenses, because my wife's really been supporting that. But I think she believes in the dream and the vision we have, and now I think it's really becoming possible. And one of the main reasons I think is going to be the dubia roaches. They are a great secondary source of income, or primary source of income, to help support the hobby of keeping reptiles, because pet shops always take them and they're worth pretty good money. Do you know any breeders that have bold striped giants? Calico Geckos, check with him. He only breeds giants, and he's got good stuff. Calico Geckos. He's also the guy we bought the whole Black Knight project from. A male giant 21 baby, I would just prefer it's a more normal looking. I just would prefer it's a more normal looking or line bred. Yeah, check with Calico Geckos. They only breed line bred geckos. What's going on, Mr. Kirkman? Good to see you. We vended our first show this weekend. It was fabulous. That's what the thumbnail is that we have here. So I'm just kind of, my voice is recovering from that. And in the reptile rooms here, we are task-wise recovering from that too, because I got set back 2 days, you know, so I apologize. I wasn't really able to do a lot of YouTube stuff, but this week I want to release the line breeding video. I want to do some live streams for you guys, some interaction. I think we're officially set up with our bank and YouTube now, so those paychecks should start rolling in through YouTube, and I've really been waiting on that to make it feel real, you know, like you guys have been donating and it's so great, but I haven't been able to touch that money yet because, you know, YouTube's been holding on to it. But now I just gave them my bank info today. So I think it's really good. You know, a couple sources of financial income rolling through between animal sales, dubia sales, you know, some little bit of YouTube money that is coming in. All of that really just helps to support the cause and grow our dream over here, is the best way to put it. So you got 2 new Black Knights. I got to see those. Send me a picture of that. Were you one of the newer vendors? We were. So Raven, were you at the show? But this was our first time vending the show. So check this out. So I got a friend out here that focuses on bearded dragons, and he bought 6 tables for the show. 2 of them were for his bearded dragons. 2 of them were for a friend of his that does crested and gargoyle geckos. And then he had, well, I guess it was 5 tables. 1 table that we had that somebody got sick, the person that was supposed to run that table. So he asked me if I wanted to buy the table. And so I thought about it for a second, got excited, and I was like, yeah, let's bring some cool animals and interact with people and start getting our name out there more. And so we did vend this show, and the people next to us, with the crested and gargoyle geckos, it was their first show. And then because this friend of ours was on vacation, he had other people taking care of his bearded dragon sales, and it was their first show. So there was literally like 6 or 7 of us, and it was all our first show just lined up in a row. But it was so fun, guys. It was great. I think one of the things that people really loved is that we were allowing people to hold the animals. So like tegus and our doom rose boa and our leopard geckos, we were monitoring people, and we had, you know, my wife was there, and we had a couple other people that were helping throughout the day. My dad and my mom even showed up, and just kind of monitoring, make sure everything is safe and okay. But yeah, people got to hold Black Knights and giant Diablo Blancos and everything like that. Was really, really cool. People really loved the boa and the tegu though. spent like 2 hours yesterday evening with my kids at exotic store. Yeah, it's so great going to exotic pet stores, and that's kind of what YouTube does. It lets you get a little bit of that interaction. 12 is the thing you committed. Yeah, sometimes you do have to throw them away. Oh yeah, you're in Toronto. So I heard Toronto's not really doing many shows right now, right? Or are they starting shows back up? I heard that Canada was like some serious lockdown stuff. Hey man, I was with Thomas. Oh, cool. What's going on, Roman? Yeah, I definitely recognize you. Roman's Reptiles. No, that's I don't know. I'm not saying that's gonna be your business name, but so shout out to Roman Ramos. I saw him and his friend Thomas at the show, and Thomas has been following our YouTube and just kind of social media for a while. And he's like, "Hey, I'm really a fan of your social media and you know you guys' business. Can I take a picture with you?" I was like, "Yeah, you're the first person that has actually asked from a fan perspective to take a picture." So I was like, "I'd be honored to do so." And I was like, "Please tag me in that photo as you being the first, you know, quote unquote fan to ask to take a picture with us." It was just fun. It was really cool experience. So picture of oh yeah. So Roman, if you got any pictures, please send them to me because I would like to put together a little portfolio of pictures from the show because I was so busy. You know, I think you saw us there. We were just like nonstop. I really didn't get a chance to really take any pictures of my own. You know, my dad got a couple, my mom, but nothing crazy. So if you got any pictures to share, that would be great. You could just send them on, you know, Facebook Messenger or email or Instagram. Yeah, no shows yet. I thought I heard somewhere someone in Canada was telling me that they're going to start shows, but I heard from another person that they're not doing any shows. So thank you very much, Roman. I appreciate that, bro. It was really good to see you, and it's good to connect through, you know, the YouTube, you know, now that we actually met in person and stuff to get a visual for like who you are. So anyway, Roman, yeah, we are, and anybody listening, we're just catching up on reptile tasks. I have to spot clean all 50 of our ball pythons. Spot clean, give them water, give them humidity. And then tonight I have to feed and water like 150 geckos. So it's going to be a pretty busy night. I already did a whole bunch of stuff earlier today that I had to do to catch up on, you know, Tegu stuff and unpacking from the show. So I saw that picture on his page. I actually commented, I'm at North York Geckos. Pretty cool. North York. Gotta love that East Coast, the foundation of our country, basically, before we expanded west. So. Here we go. Probably one of our more prettier puzzles. Orange Dream, pastel, visual female puzzle. Growing up. Love the muscles pattern that the puzzle throws. Muscle University. Yeah, my wife, I feel bad for her because, you know, I got to sleep in a little bit today to catch up on some rest because it was really tiring over the weekend, but she had to wake. She vended the same show with me and then had to go to school and work today since she's a teacher. But that's where having a business partner, a life partner, and all that kind of stuff, financial partner, all of that really helps when you're trying to start a reptile business because it's hard to do everything yourself. Thank you, Roman. I appreciate that, bro. Or Elliot. Thank you, Elliot. I will look at that text and we will set up a time to talk for sure. How's the Black Knight? Actually, Black Knight project is going good. It's more hopeful. We don't have any fertile eggs yet, but we're getting some more breedings down. There are females that are gravid with eggs right now, and fingers crossed those eggs will be good. So I'm actually pretty excited for some potential Black Knight babies. Fingers crossed, guys. It's our first year with them. They've been in our collection now for about 4 months, so they've had some time to relax. Maybe this is going to be a low production year for them since they kind of came into our collection right before breeding season. Maybe they were acclimating to our, you know, climate and air, you know, pressure and all that kind of stuff. and that could be one of the reasons why they're not like giving us more eggs. But we got some eggs, and this is the most hopeful I've been so far in the last 4 months to get Black Knight baby eggs. So actually, every night right now I'm checking 2 Black Knight girls. They're due to lay, and I could see both eggs inside of their stomach, and so just crossing my fingers and hoping those eggs come soon with embryos. No way. Yeah, well, so typically a female leopard gecko will ovulate at the same time every year. What you could do to help her ovulate, if anything, is introduce a male to her. So if you know that she normally ovulates in December, introduce a male to her in like October, November, just to start getting her in the motion of, you know, her body recognizing it's getting close to breeding season. That's something we tried this year. We started catching some early ovulations from girls, and then that started triggering some of our other girls to ovulate. But if the female fights off the male, then just remove the male. And anyway, even if they don't do anything and they're calm, just remove the male. But just introducing the male to the female for like short periods of time, every couple of days, could potentially help her realize it's breeding season and potentially stir her on to ovulate a little bit early. But for the most part, who asked that question? For the most part, Raven, we just wait until we see our girls ovulating, visually see them ovulating, and then we write down what month they ovulate so that we know. Is gut loading mealworm? Oh, I was gut loading mealworms and got some beetles. Now I would need to separate them now, or can they stay together? The geckos will probably not eat the beetles, since beetles have like a sticky sprays thing. So can you just rephrase the question, Tyson, what you might be worried about? But the beetles can stay with the mealworms. Like if you keep mealworms live in a container, it's okay. The beetles can stay with the mealworms. They're not going to hurt each other. North York, I think we follow each other on IG, Geckoasis. Chameleones. All right. This is the girl that pooped in our blinds. Let's get her put away so she doesn't do anything else like that. I'm really considering, I don't know if you guys have this in the States you are, but out here we have a chain of donut stores called Bosa Donuts. They are so fantastic, and I want to treat myself to some Bosa Donuts, and I'm really considering if I want to go out here in a little bit and buy some Bosa Donuts. The buttermilk Bosa Donuts are like the best. So y'all who are not from America, you probably don't have Bosa, but Bosa Donuts is like one of the top donut shops where I am, and it's really, really good. What gecko hatchling are you most excited for? Ooh, good question. Good question. Gosh, that's a good one. That is a good one. Okay, we really need more male Black Knight leopard geckos. So I'm really hoping we can hatch some male Black Knight leopard geckos, because we only have one right now. And you never want to only have one of your best morph or breeder, because you always want backups in case he doesn't breed, in case something happens to him. You want to get some backups for, you know, males and females. But so we really need a Black Knight male leopard gecko that we're shooting for. But I'm also really shooting for the most orange male tangerine leopard gecko we can get. So we took our most orange female and our most orange male, and we bred them together. And she was a first-year female and a big girl, you know, lots of weight to her. But for some reason, her eggs just did not do so well. This was, if you guys saw on our Instagram, it was the video of that little baby that cut itself open. That was our first baby. So she laid probably 10 eggs, and out of those 10 eggs, there's only been, I think, 3 of them that are good. So she's got a couple in the incubator right now. Actually, let me say this. Maybe, yeah, 10 or 11 eggs that she laid. That one that hatched was good, but then it died. And then 2 more hatched, and they're doing good. and I think there's 2 more that are fertile in the incubator. So out of like 11 eggs, only 4 out of 10 or 11 eggs, only 4 of them were good. Can you believe that? Those odds. And we were incubating them for male. So we took our most orange female and our most orange male, and we wanted to produce some very, very bright orange males. We incubated them for males, and just not a lot of luck with this girl. But so that's one of the other things that we're really looking forward to, is getting some more males from her. But we do have 2 males that, you know, are healthy and doing well, and I'm excited to see how those males turn out as they grow and develop into young men. Young men geckos. Is a 6-quart big enough for adult Leos? I've actually pondered that myself. I would prefer not to keep an adult Leo in a 6-quart. I'm sure that people do, especially, and maybe Joe can speak to this, but especially in the Asian markets, smaller containers are very common over there. So in America, for the most part, adult leopard geckos are going to be kept between 10 to 12 quart containers at the smallest. But like in Asia, I see those guys, they're keeping their adults in like 6 quarts. But personally, I like the 12 quart. So I use a 12 quart Sterilite from Walmart. So would the gecko be able to survive in a 6 quart? Yes. Just everyone has their personal preferences. My personal preference is to go 12 quart for a adult at minimum. I have a male black knight that was bright when I got him, and now he's almost black in his adulthood. Do you think his hatchlings will come out brighter as well? He's paired to a pure black knight. So probably the same thing will happen, Kiros geckos. The hatchlings, this is our first year hatching black knights, but from what I hear from the people we got our project from and other people, the black knights, they go through these waves, right? Like they're born really, really dark, and then they lighten up, and then they get really, really dark again when they're older. So I really don't have a lot of personal testimony to speak to that yet, because I haven't raised any. Well, actually, we have a little baby here that's just black, and it stayed black. But yeah, whatever the quality of the dad and the mom are, expect similar quality in the babies. I hope that answer makes sense. Yeah, it is a takeaway container, any size. There you go, Joe. So yeah, Joe's from Asia, so he's just kind of testifying and verifying that in Asia, it is a lot more common to see much smaller containers than we have here in America for leopard geckos. Frank, do you still have some dubia starter? Sorry, Jim, we're out of dubia starter colonies. Right now, we're only selling smalls and mediums at this time. We had to stop selling our females so that we can use them for breeding, Thoughts on multiple leopard geckos in the same enclosure, and if you were to do it, what is the max to? So as of right now, we don't do groups of leopard geckos. In the future, we might. So this is a 28 quart tub from Walmart. Well, this one's from Home Depot, but Walmart has the same. If I was to keep a group of geckos in here, I would probably do like 3 females for 1 male. And then in the 12 quart tubs, I would really only do 1 gecko in a 12 quart tub, because to me, it's just enough room for one gecko to kind of get away and have its own hiding spot. I don't just personally, I don't think there's enough space in a 12 quart tub for 2 geckos to be competing for space if they want to separate. But in a 28 quart tub, there's space in there for 3 or 4 geckos to kind of move around. And then you could also use 41 quart tubs if you want to go with your groups a little bit bigger. Again, I don't have a lot of experience with keeping in groups. Personally, I really like the one-to-one thing, but in the future, as we grow, we are probably going to set up some groups. So in a 28 quart tub, we'll probably do 4 geckos in there. And then if we ever did 41 quart tubs, we might do like 6 geckos in there max in a 41 quart tub. So I hope that helps. Yeah, and so some people have no problem housing geckos together. And sometimes you find the geckos in the cutest pictures all cuddled up together, even adults. And in my infancy, when I was, a newer leopard gecko keeper, I had a 40-gallon breeder tank, and I had like 4 of them in there, 1 male and like 3 females. What you will see periodically, you will see them fighting on occasion, and you will see the male constantly try to breed the females. So if you're, if you're okay with that risk of potential injury, potential wound infection, because if the male is constantly fighting the female, there's a chance that she's going to get cut. There's a chance that that cut will get infected. So if you're okay with those risks, then, by all means. But I just really, really prefer the one-to-one setup myself. But like I said, in the future, we probably, for convenience sake, we probably do plan to experiment with small groups of either 4 or 6 in larger containers and see how that goes. And if I go through it and I don't like what I see, if I see them fighting a lot and injuries, then I probably won't do that anymore. So. You should really do it all. Not a great idea. Thank you. That gets me excited for them to hatch out soon. Not a problem. Viper Rocks. Haven't seen your name before. I want to breed leopard geckos for the first time. What kind of incubator for incubation? Use a Reptibator. It's probably the easiest incubator that you can use. Also, watch our video. Scroll through our video history. Watch our video on incubation, because it's really important that you know that the temperature you set the incubator to is not going to be the temperature at the bottom of the incubator. So you want to put a little thermometer at the bottom of the incubator and read the temperature at the bottom where the eggs are sitting, because that's the temperature you want to set. So if you buy a Reptibator, they're like $50 from Amazon or from a Reptile store. They're $50 to $80, somewhere in that range. They're a great beginner incubator for people. You set it to 90 degrees. Let's say you set it to 90 degrees. It's going to be 90 degrees at the top of the incubator, not at the bottom. At the bottom is going to be like 86, 87. So just keep that in mind and buy thermometers so that you can set the temperature to a higher temperature depending on what you need. So when we're incubating for males and we want the bottom where the eggs are sitting to be 88 degrees, I put a little thermometer down there and I up the temperature until the bottom thermometer inside the tub, inside the incubator, hits 88 degrees, which means on the digital thermometer, I'm actually setting it to 92, if that makes sense. I have orange chameleon veil. Orange chameleon? They have orange chameleons? Veil babies for sale in October. That sounds cool. Commander Bobo. Hi, bro. I am trying to make a name for myself in the reptile community. Any tips? Yeah, so we recently just made are trying to make a name for ourselves over the last year. It kind of depends what social media outlets you're trying to focus on. If you're focusing on YouTube, then my recommendation would be to make content that is desirable and valuable for people, and then to share that content on Facebook, share it on Instagram, share it to friends and family, and just give it some time to grow. If you're making an Instagram account, use hashtags. Use as many hashtags as relate to your specific niche, like reptile, leopard gecko, lizard, pet. But don't go into like, if you're showing leopard geckos, I would not recommend hashtagging like boa or something, because then Instagram doesn't know what kind of content to promote to your audience. So hashtags are very important for Instagram. Only use 5 hashtags for Facebook, and YouTube. Just make content that is valuable for people on YouTube. Let me know if that helped. There's really, I'll probably do a series one day on how to grow a YouTube channel, but because there's tactics to it, but if you research how to grow a YouTube channel and watch some videos on that, that will really, really help. So I hope that helped. Let me know if you have any further clarification you need. I need the same thing answered. How's your boa doing? Jim, the boa is doing great. The male boa, we brought him to the show the last 2 days, and he was literally hanging with people for 16 hours across both days. It was great. The female's doing good. They both got a couple meals in. The baby boas, I tried to feed them some frozen thawed, and they didn't take it. So I'm going to get some live rats from my rat guy here over the next day or two, and I'm going to try to feed them some live rat fuzzies. What's up, Crescent? Good to see you. Crescent, I don't think you didn't make it to the show, right? We did the show this weekend, Crescent. It was so fantastic. Our giant tegi was climbing all over people. Our boa, people loved it. They had a great time. It really kind of gave me an introduction to my ultimate dream and goal, which is, to have a reptile park out here in Arizona / facility that people can come to learn about genetics, to learn about the medical side of things, and to interact with animals, live animals on a regular basis. So giant snakes, giant lizards, leopard geckos, crested geckos, all kinds of stuff. So yeah, I couldn't make it because I bought that banana pied male. Where do you do? So Viper, we're in Arizona, if that was the question you were asking. What's up, Ethan? Good to see you. There's actually, this is an earlier stream for us, but there's a lot of people here, and I'm really excited about that. Yeah, so our shows are in Arizona. There's 2 main reptile shows that take place in Arizona each year. It's called the Phoenix Reptile Expo. One happens in April, one happens in November. This one was kind of spontaneous for us. Our friend had an extra spot at a booth, asked us if we wanted it, and we paid him for it. We took it and just used it as a promotional opportunity and a connecting opportunity with people. So my wife was running the Dumerals boa. She was letting people pet and feel and hold the Dumerals boa and the leopard geckos. We brought a Black Knight, a giant Diablo Blanco. We brought one of our Lemon Frost that's tumor free, and we brought one of our very nice bright male tangerine geckos. So people were doing that. I had dubia roaches for sale. We got rid of a whole bunch of tanks we wanted to get rid of. All of our tanks, really, so we have some more space in the house. I'm sure my wife is happy about that. And then I was managing the tegu. And as you see from the thumbnail, people were just dying for the tegu. They were just enjoying it so much. So yeah, we'll be doing shows probably in Tucson and also show mainly around the Phoenix area, Phoenix Mesa in Arizona, if anyone is there. The dates in November, I actually don't know yet, Crescent. I haven't looked into it, but I will. Because after we vended this time, I'm really looking forward to vending future shows. So yeah, tangerines are just a classic. I mean, there were some people selling leopard geckos at the show, and a lot of people like the tangerines, the white and yellows, and the snows. Very, very popular 3 geckos. But there were people that were holding our Black Knight, and they're like, whoa, I've never seen one like this before. And we kind of got to tell that, the history of the Black Knight a little bit and, the rarity of it, so people knew what they were holding. Some people already knew what it was and the value of what they were holding, but it was just really, really fun, interactive show. It was great. I'm going to try to get some pictures up so you guys can see that. So, as you could imagine, 2 days of show work has set us back a little bit on some reptile chores. So that's kind of what I'm catching up on today. But I wanted to chime in with you guys. Also, thank you guys because YouTube officially received my bank information right now. So they should be sending me my first payment for all the donations that you guys gave and the time that you guys spent with us, the ad revenue that we generated. That'll be another video series that I do because I'm sure that people want to know how to get monetized on YouTube and, kind of the best way to go about it. Just like Commander was asking a second ago about kind of how to grow, a YouTube channel. Remember, it's just about value. You bring value to people, value and connectability, people will desire that. So can't wait to eventually be able to sell at venues. I'd love to show off my pied ball pythons. Yeah, pied is great. It's just a steady seller ball python to be involved in. So thank you, Joe. Jim, where's your double mohawk? Oh, you remember. Well, see, we had the show, and everyone kept telling me that my hair looked good before the show. So I was like, you know what? Let me just leave my hair the way it is. But now that the show's done, it's time for something funky and crazy, right? If there's ever a show in Toronto, oh, absolutely. We're very far from Toronto, but Mutation Creation, we have one of his ball pythons here in our collection. We paid a lot of money to get a nice ball python down here, and even shipping from Canada to the United States is like $400. So Mutation Creation, I would love to go up to Canada And there's some great breeders in Canada. The Urban Reptile is in Canada, and he has some of the most beautiful leopard geckos like in the entire world. So definitely would love to check out some cool stuff over there if I ever get the chance. If I breed Leos, where can I sell them to if I don't want to do it online? You could do it on Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, if you don't want to use Morph Market. Otherwise, you can go to local pet stores and say, hey, I'm a leopard gecko breeder. Do you have any need for leopard gecko babies for your pet store? Most reptile pet stores, like mom and pop pet stores within your area, they'll pay anywhere from $15 to like $40 for baby leopard geckos from you. So it's not a lot of money, but unfortunately, if you don't want to promote and sell online, that's really the only other option you could do is go into pet stores and just word of mouth in your local town. But Morph Market, sell on Morph Market is really good. Sell on Craigslist, OfferUp, and Facebook Marketplace are really good places. I really want to get one of the Urban Reptiles Black Knight, man. Yeah, he has a cool Mandarin, tangerine Black Knight cross. It's really nice. Yeah, no problem, Viper. Check in with us next time. Ask me questions if you need to after the show anytime. All right, hopefully this is another one of our females that is hopefully gravid with some eggs. She's been breeding. She is a hypo butter, yeah. And then we bred her to a yellow belly puzzle. So we would get yellow belly butter double het hypo puzzles from her. And lesser and puzzle goes really good together. Cinnamon and puzzle goes really good together. This girl has a decent amount of poo in her container. I got a blood tangerine from the Urban Reptile. Yeah, he's got really good stuff. I am playing with my mom's parrot. That's awesome. I actually really like birds, and I want to get into them one day. I just got to go grab the sprayer real quick. I'll be right back. Hon, is Effie with you? Okay. Love you. All right, thanks for waiting, guys. Got my vinegar spray right here. Good stuff for cleaning snake tubs. It's not harmful to the animal, and if you're using plastic tubs, their poo usually comes off pretty easy when you try to wipe it with the vinegar, and therefore you don't have to clean the whole tub. You just kind of spot clean the area, and then it's good for another few weeks or until whenever you change your tubs over for sure. That reminds me, the pair of Black Knight outcrosses finally gave us a pair of eggs. We're excited to see what... Oh, nice. And did you say you had an extra one you were trying to partner with too? Crescent. 2 birds. Just check the one I wanted is sold. Yeah, for sure, Elliot. We'll definitely, get a video chat going. I always like being able, it's easy to talk to people. If I can help out and you need to, absolutely. I just appreciate your understanding since we are a little busy this week. Have a good chat with all the reptile lover in the shop last night, and they mentioned their snake doesn't eat little chicks, just mice. Is that true? So yeah, I mean, most snakes eat mice and rats. So I'm not sure what kind of snake it is. Some snakes are known to, eat birds more. But yeah, if I'm not understanding that correct, just correct me. But you said that they're not eating chicks, but just mice, which is okay, because most snakes, that's usually what most people in the reptile industry feed them. What's going on, Thurman Merman? When our female came in, we wanted to possibly pair her to another darker black knight male, but our times didn't meet up. Oh, yeah. We'll definitely have to try for that in the future because we're really hoping to diversify the black knight line, get some bigger black knight, bigger black knight combinations in there, which would include using different bloodlines and stuff. That's why we're hoping to produce more males this year so that we can do some projects and work some other stuff out. So yeah, we'll definitely have to do more talking, Crescent, because we want to expand the Black Knight project for sure. Both of us do, I'm sure. All right, hopefully grab it, baby. Not baby, but... All right, good thing. Even though these guys have been a little bit dry, they're all shedding really nice, which is great. This is actually the one we got from Canada, from Mutation Creation. Great ball python breeder up there. Mojave Black Pastel, double het pied lavender. It's a good girl. She's kind of growing up right now still. But what's going on, Matt? I'd be down. Make a contract for next breeding season, though, if you'd be down. Yeah, for sure, Crescent. And are you still in the Tempe area? New to the reptile world, tuning in from NZ. Where is that at, Matthew? That is great. Welcome from NZ and welcome to the reptile world. So I hope you stay and enjoy our content. But in case you need to know, we usually do like live streams here. We try to do it like 2 times a week. And I know people have been like, Frank, where you been at? But we just vended our first show for the last 2 days. And we were kind of preparing for that for like the last 5 to 6 days. So it's been like a lot of work preparing for that. But we do like to try to do a live stream a couple times a week. We try to bring value by bringing some good content on a weekly basis as well. We have a bunch of videos in our history. So I hope you can learn with us, grow with us, and just enjoy your time here. I'm cleaning ball pythons right now. And I would show what I'm doing, but so that I can read the questions, I'm looking at everyone right now. Jim, are you waving goodbye, Jim? Ethan, if I use a UV light, which type of supplement should I use? Is it the one without? So if you're using a UVB, then you don't need calcium with D3. The D3 is only if you're not using UVB. So UVB, no D3. No UVB, yes D3. I left my lizard outside all night and can't find it. What can I do to find it? Oh, man. Okay, you're going to have to clarify for me a little bit here. Outside, like outside of your house or outside of its cage, but in your house / apartment area? That's a rough one because if the lizard is outside, it kind of depends on your yard, but it depends on the size lizard. So I need to know a couple of things. What kind of lizard is it? And what kind of outside do you mean? Arizona Mills Mall. That's great, Crescent. You're close by. Yeah, we'll definitely love to try to partner up with you next breeding season. Let your girl get her full season. We'll let our boy get our full season. And then next season, hopefully we will have more Black Knight males and also our current Black Knight male that we could potentially pair with whatever females you have. Now, depending on your outcrosses there, I don't know, maybe you want to incubate them all for females so that we could just take our Black Knight male and breed him or try to breed him to like 5, 6, or 7 of your, half Black Knight females and see what comes about of all of that. You know what I mean? So I need to go back and look at the pictures of like how dark yours are, but if there's any Black Knight blood in there, they're going to stand a better chance with a full Black Knight male to make more Black Knights anyway. So if you want to incubate for female, that probably sounds like a good plan. Or if you want to make your own males, you know, feel free to do so as well. But usually, to continue that line, one of the parents really needs to be like the full version. And so I don't mind if our Black Knight is the full version, and if you have like a bunch of like half Black Knight females, that would be great. New Zealand, oh, that is awesome. Love New Zealand, Australia, that whole area there. Trying to think what reptiles out of New Zealand I really, really like. I think you guys have like a rare and endangered species of iguana out of New Zealand that like nobody can own or like have in the pet industry. Or maybe that's Fiji. It's Fiji iguana. But anyway, I'm sure. What kind of reptiles you got native in New Zealand, my friend? Let us know. Thanks, Brian. And first last. If you use UV light, you want calcium. Yeah, you're correct, Jin. Calcium without D3. Jose. Janelle, what's going on, Janelle? I take a picture of my tangerine leopard gecko every day. I'm going to post all the pictures on my Instagram when it's an adult. You see it's amazing. Yeah, that's good. People love to see pictures. So, adios, mio Jose. I was waving to someone. Oh, okay, nice. Randy Reptile, what's going on, man? Thurman Merman, what you got? I want to recommend something. The godfather of podcasting, Adam Curry. He invented podcasting. His podcast is the No Agenda Show. He uses the value for value model. It might be something to it. Okay, I will check that out, or try to check that out for sure. I'm always interested in learning. It doesn't sound like he's reptile guy, but he gives information on how to like grow your own following and stuff. Are fire salamanders really fire resistant? Sorry that I laughed. I actually don't know much about fire salamanders. I didn't know if that's a joke or not, but fire salamanders are beautiful and I would love to own them one day. I just really don't know if they're fire resistant. Maybe someone in the chat happens to know about that. So far, Black Knight outcrossed female. She's been laying and doing great. No slugs, all healthy. The girl is fairly light, but has really dark shading. Nice. How would a Black Knight to a Max Snow do? So Black Knight to a Max Snow would produce babies that were a little bit dark. Like it would have some of the fathers or some of the Black Knight in there. But for the most part, if you're breeding it to a gecko that is not Black Knight, then it's not really going to be that dark. But there are some really cool projects where people have made really dark snow Black Knights. It just took them many years of, you know, if you take a Black Knight and breed it to a snow, the babies will be like 50% Black Knight. But then you take the Black Knight and breed it to those babies, and now they're going to be like 75% Black Knight. And then you breed it again, and they're going to be like almost 100% Black Knight. You know, so as you breed like 3-4 years in a row, that's how you get them back to darker and darker. And some people are doing some really cool stuff right now with the Black Knight and the Super Snow Project and the Eclipse Project. So they're that far into the project so far. The reptile I own is a snake. He bit my mom and she made me put it outside to calm down. Now, did you put it in a cage outside? If you did not put it in a cage outside, since it's a snake, it's going to look for a dark, small space to hide. Under a shed, in a crack, under a log, behind a rock. It's going to look for a small place to hide and be safe. It might have crawled out of your yard already, though. Depending on the fencing of your yard and whatnot, there's a pretty good chance that it crawled out. And also let me know how big the snake is, because if it's a big snake, you're probably going to want to look for it in bigger cracks, you know what I mean? Like bigger hiding spaces, but it's still going to look for a very small hiding space. If it's a very thin, small snake, you got to look in the smallest places to find that guy. You got to look everywhere. I just got here because I was at my sport. So what sport is that, Janelle? Fun fact, a fire salamander from Frozen 2, its name is Bruni, and that's how my gecko got its name. That's awesome. I still have to watch Frozen 2 because Bruni would be really cool. That's a cool name, and I love reptiles in shows. In cartoons and stuff. Our snake made a getaway, but I got got her back in the container now. I'm debating on getting either the Black Knight Mandarin from Tur or a Black Blood from JMG. Which would you go with? I will be pairing with a Black Knight male. So, Kiros, a black... So, honestly, I would go with whichever one looks best, right? Ultimately, when you're working with Black Knights, if you want to produce black animals, like the darker animals, you need to pair it with a mate that is equally as dark, if not darker. So I would look at the darkness of both animals and choose the animal that was more dark. Since it's tangerine as well, you might also want to consider choosing the animal that's also most tangerine if you want the tangerine gene to pass on. If you don't care about the tangerine, just pick the animal that's the most black. If you care about the tangerine, pick the animal that's the most black and tangerine. Honestly, I would probably just... Okay, here's my honest opinion. I would go with the animal that's most black. Here's why. Because if you already have a really nice Black Knight female, you want the blackest male that you can get so that the babies will be black. Once you have like 10 or 15 Black Knight babies, then you could breed them into the tangerine bloodline and start your own Black Knight tangerine project. But if you have a really nice Black Knight female and then you buy a okay Black Knight male, but it has nice tangerine in it, the babies are going to be kind of like wishy-washy Black Knight and also wishy-washy tangerine. So my whole goal when I breed over here is to get the most orange geckos and then the most black geckos and then cross those animals to each other. So I hope that helps. If I remember correctly, the female we have is a Black Knight Het Blizzard 50% cross, but they still look good. Our male we got with her is very dark in color each shed. Okay, nice. Yeah, I'd love to partner with you, Crescent, and work on some cool stuff with you. If you can, try to produce females, because we're going to try to produce some males over here so that we can have more females to breed him to. So... All right, Mutation Creation Snake going away. See what we got going on here. Oh, competitive cheer. Yeah, that's actually, I was in the pep band for a little bit in college, and cheerleading it's just like gymnastics. It's crazy what you guys do. Very tough stuff. You gotta be tough to be a cheerleader or a gymnast. Sometimes I think even tougher than like regular athletes. So I give you credit for that for sure. My gecko is my profile picture. Do you think Midnight Blizzards could make Black Knights? That's a good thought, Jin. That's actually a project we are going to be working on here. We have a Midnight Blizzard female, and when she starts ovulating, actually, I think we paired her. I think we try to pair her this season to a Diablo Blanco just to make some more blizzards. But actually, it would be a really good thing to try is taking a Midnight Blizzard and breeding a Black Knight to that, because the Midnight Blizzard already has a lot of dark pigment. So in theory, it should make some pretty dark 50% crosses, or pretty nice ones. So value for value, you would brainstorm and come up with your own unique thing, but maybe donations could go towards purchases. There's 100 ways to play with the model. Okay, really cool. So let's see. Well, that's really awesome. I think I got to most of the questions and everything. I hope you guys don't hate me for this, but I do have some more cleaning to go here, and I just want to make sure I get through everything tonight. My wife just got home, so I'm gonna go say hi to her, check in with her, and get some other stuff done. So I'll probably end the cast here for today. But I really want to shoot and edit another video tomorrow on line breeding specifically. So on black knights and tangerines and bull stripes and how to do all that. So please just be lenient with me, but I will be trying to do more live streams as much as I can because I love interacting with you guys. So I have a male and female midnight, but the female wasn't ready for this season. Next season for sure. Nice. Yeah, I'm definitely going to take our midnight now that I think about it, and I'm going to breed her to the black knight if we can. So yeah, let me know what happens, Kiros, Janelle, Joe. Thank you guys for tuning in so much. I really appreciate it. Without you guys, you know, our growth and success wouldn't be possible. So you're definitely partnering in this with us, and I appreciate it. So take care, Crescent. Check out our Instagram for future babies, and I'll message you. Yeah, for sure. I love that idea, and that is great. Good night, Brother Jim. Thank you so much, Nick, for that last minute donation there. Looking forward to the line breeding video. Awesome. I'm really looking forward to making it and sharing that information with you guys. So thank you so much for your guys' time and donations. YouTube's starting to, you know, send the money over to us now, and it's really helping support this cause, this business, and our dreams to grow this into a reptile empire. Can I say that? I want to make a reptile park so that you guys can come visit us one day and interact with some really cool genetic animals, some big animals, maybe even get a snake massage, you know, like Brian Barczyk. They have a snake massage table where you lie down on the table and then it crawls over you. So yeah, God bless you too, Nick. And you guys keep up the good work too. Just keep your passions moving forward, and I will see you guys next time. So I'll catch you guys in the next live stream. Thank you. Appreciate you guys, and I will see you later.